Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys could stop by today because today we are finally going to do another oil painting. Now as you can see from the size of this canvas, I've been working on this piece for a very long time. In fact, I've only ever done one other canvas this large, and that was our giant moth piece. So this is a 4-foot by 3-foot canvas, and yeah, it took me quite a while to get everything completely done. Now I accidentally deleted where I painted the black background, but I do want to let you guys know that I painted it in acrylic to save time. It was just a lot easier. You can actually paint oil on top of acrylic, so if you want to do your first layer in acrylic, it's perfectly safe to do so. But you cannot paint acrylic on top of oil paints. It'll lock in the oil paint and keep it from properly drying, and you'll probably have your painting crack if you do so. Anyways, you're probably wondering why I want to paint a giant hermit crab. It's not just because I wanted to make a really cool painting. I actually have 2 pet hermit crabs and I absolutely love them and I think they're really cool, and I've done other paintings of them before, but I really wanted to do just a massive piece to go over their aquarium. Now I still thought it would be a really cool painting. I really wanted to do a cross section of the shell so you can see what's actually going on. So because of this we had to do the little wormy tail of a hermit crab, which was kind of interesting because of all the textures and stuff. But I also wanted to have fun with the inside of the shell. I wanted to kind of make it a nice fading rainbow. I wanted to add a little bit of a fantasy twist to it. So I threw in a strand of pearls kind of connecting the hermit crab to its shell. I was going to do more decoration on the hermit crab, but I figured it would just be a little bit too much. I ended up wanting to just simplify it, and I thought the pearls were enough to add a bit of a strange fantasy style to it. Also, a fun little fact, because we're doing a cross section of our hermit crab shell, we can actually lay out our painting perfectly in the Fibonacci sequence. If you guys are unaware of what the Fibonacci sequence is, basically it's a mathematical equation that is found naturally in a lot of nature. Like I said, a good example of this is our seashell. And it's actually pretty easy. It's basically you add a number to the same number, and then whatever you get from that, you add it to itself, and then you just keep going and going. So basically you'll go 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then you go 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then 4 plus 4 equals 8, and keep going and going, like I said. And that's basically the Fibonacci sequence. Now, if you guys were to ask me what my least favorite part of doing this painting was, it would be the pearls. I really love how they came out, but I've never done pearls before and they are very repetitive, and you have to consider how the light hits them to make them actually look like pearls. And there's a lot of color involved in them. They aren't just a solid white, there's a bunch of different colors that bounce off of them that you have to take into account. So all the colors that are in the painting, you gotta figure out if they're going to reflect on the pearls or not. Plus, I just decided to add so many of them to the painting. I don't know why I did this to myself. When I got to the really, really tiny ones, I ended up just using a dotting tool for them. I really cheated to get the tiny ones. There was no way I was going to paint those with a paintbrush. It was just too much. It was just so much easier to use a dotting tool. And then I think my favorite part was definitely between adding the rainbow to the shell and doing the crab itself. The rainbow was just really satisfying, having the colors fade from one to the other, and the crab just had so much different texture to it and stuff that I could play around with. And we did a bunch of different glazings to get the color to look correctly, and adding the little dimples, and of course at the very end adding all of its hair. If you guys didn't know, hermit crabs are actually really hairy, and if you don't have a healthy hermit crab, they won't be really hairy. A healthy crab is a hairy crab. But yeah, I was really patient and I saved the hermit crab for last, mainly because I thought it would look really nice painting the shell first and moving to the hermit crab in the video, but also I wasn't sure how I wanted to start on the hermit crab yet. And I figured if I got the shell done, I could figure out how I wanted to go from there. Now remember how I said that I wanted to add extra decoration to the crab at first, where I wanted to throw in a bunch of extra gems? That was kind of my idea to begin with, was to kind of make him look like a treasure. And I was going to actually have embedded gems in his large claw, and I still think that would have been really cool, but I feel like as I got to the hermit crab, it just felt out of place, so I never added them. I think the way I did it was right, but maybe if I do another hermit crab painting, I could do a decorative claw, because I still really like the idea of having those gems embedded in his large claw. I just don't think it works well for this painting. But before I start another painting, I really do need to decide which painting to start up again. I actually have a bunch of unfinished paintings that I think I need to get done before I start another one, which I've kind of already not done because I've sketched out a new painting that I may or may not start pretty soon. I'm gonna try and get the paintings that I have finished done first before I start on this new one, but I really like the idea of it. But I also know that just like doing the pearls in this painting, I added a detail to this painting that's coming up that will probably drive me crazy because there is a lot of them and they're a lot more detailed than the pearls. So we'll see how that goes. I recently actually found a painting that I've been holding on to for a very, very long time that I started and never finished. I believe I started this like 10 years ago, and I'm really debating on if I should start it back up again, like kind of go over what I started 10 years ago and like finish the painting finally. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know, do you guys think that would be a fun video? I mean, I think it would be kind of cool to see what I started 10 years ago and actually see what I can turn it into now. I kind of gave up on it because it had a bit of a landscape, and I'm really self-conscious about landscapes because I've never really done it. And I think this painting was my first attempt at kind of trying to do a good landscape. And it's not that bad, but I just don't like doing landscapes, I guess. I haven't really practiced enough to enjoy doing them, so I don't know, it might be a fun video to do. Let me know what you guys think, if I should do it or not. It could be fun. I had so much fun with this piece. I probably took months. Actually, I didn't take as long as I thought I did because I did dive into it quite a lot during the weekends. But again, I spent a good chunk with this painting and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now before I go guys, I wanted to let you guys know that I currently have a new website up. I'll leave it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Right now I should just have my art dolls on it, but I do plan on eventually getting my patterns back up, and I also want to start selling some of my smaller paintings. So I do have those sections kind of laid out, but there's really nothing in them right now because I need to work on that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of my art dolls, they're currently on my new website, Bubbly Leaf Creations. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!